darling hearts, it's Gaps Coach Emma here, usually coming up with some Gaps stories, but just lately I've been taking a break and reading this rather magnificent book by Dr. Joanna Kujawa. It's called The Other Goddess. Mary Magdalene and the Goddess of Eros and Secret Knowledge. It's just too intriguing. And I wanted to talk about stopping and taking a break. I've just moved house, as you probably know, and it's been chaotic for about 6 weeks now. Just constantly moving this from here to there, painting the thing, cleaning the that, scrubbing the what, trying to do the work in between and speak to my clients and do it all. And then I'm just about to leave this evening to catch the ferry to France to go and meet a lovely young lady to look after her for 2 weeks on a GAPS retreat. It's a private gig, and she will be learning how to cook, and I'll be mothering her a little bit and giving her some hot tips on how to get over her anxiety, ADHD, depression. And at the moment she's kind of housebound and doesn't really go out very much, so it's going to be an awfully big adventure for her. She's being super brave coming to see me, so I'm going to give her the best I've got. But what I've done is I've just stopped for a little pause in between, you know, the moving house before I catch the ferry tonight, and I've just had about 24 hours where I've just kind of stopped. I went to the hairdressers and I actually had my hair blow dried. It's a complete, like, that happens once in a blue moon, like maybe, I don't know, once every 3 years or something. But I had a lovely wash, and I had to brush it obviously before she did it, and I had 3 huge dreadlocks in the back of my hair. Massive, massive dreadlocks, where I don't brush my hair and I don't look after myself, and I just throw it up in a mum bun and start, you know, getting on with what I need to do to make the thing happen, to pay for the thing. You know what it's like. Life is just one endless, it's almost like, it's like a bit of a treadmill, isn't it? We're caught in this socially engineered world where we're taxed to the back teeth, and we're also feeling a little bit poorly because we're poisoned to a level, to a degree, unless we're eating really super cleanly and making sure we're getting a hot sauna or a hot salt bath, or, you know, a massage once a week if you can possibly, you know, manage that. I mean, anyway, so I stopped and I got my hair done, and that made me feel so different, getting those dreadlocks out the back of my hair. And then last night I stayed in a hotel with a friend and just had a ball, and just stopped, and I, you know, didn't do any social media, and I feel so rejuvenated from just that short 24-hour just stop. You know, sleeping, resting is healing, and stopping sometimes and going, because when you're self-employed as well, it's really hard because one day just melds into the next. You can't really tell which day is which when you're self-employed. You're just almost constantly on the go. But it's so good to take a break from social media and just not look at the screen and just stop, you know. Anyway, leaving for GAPS retreat tonight, and I wanted to tell you guys that I'm planning 2 more GAPS retreats, one in November, end of November, and another one in December. So if anybody's interested in a little winter trip to take walks up the frosty lanes in Normandy and go and visit the butcher. I love visiting the butcher in Normandy, and going to the creamery where you can buy kilos of raw cream that I'll then ferment for 24 hours to make an extra cultured cream, and where you can have kefir and kombucha and water kefir and all the good meats and the good fats, and have everything prepared for you and fed to you basically, and hang out with me because we'd be staying in the same apartment. I've got 2 bedrooms available for each of those dates, so that's 4 possibilities. You can get 2 people in each room. Actually no, one room's only got 1 bed in it, so that's 3 people on each retreat. So if you're interested, DM me, and I haven't quite secured the dates yet, but I have to be a little bit flexible with that so people can travel. So if anyone interested, let me know, and remember to take a break and just stop for a minute, because it's life-changing actually. So yeah, coming on a retreat would be totally life-changing if you need to learn about GAPS. But for me, just taking a break the last 24 hours and getting out and having fun and washing my hair, massively life-enhancing, stopping for a minute. So yeah, if you really want to change your life and you want to stop for a minute, come to France. Let me take care of you. Let me look after you. Let me feed you. Let me show you how to cook. Let me give you all the tips and tricks to optimally nourish the gut and get it recolonized with the good guys via all these ferments and all the good foods, fats and ferments, so that you can be rejuvenated, so that you can survive and thrive these troubled times, so that you can take a break, stop, breathe, rest, heal, and then be armed with all of this information, because I've done it for 15 years, which means I can show you the route, show you all the shortcuts, show you all the pitfalls, show you where you might go wrong and go, don't go that way, go this way, you know. And I wish I had someone to guide me when I was struggling with the kids, when they had endless ear infections and there was endless green snotty noses and endless oodle-lally. I don't know if you follow me on Instagram, but if you do, go and check out my Instagram account. I was just doing a little reel about, you know, Robin Hood and Little John walking through the forest, oodle-lally, oodle-lally, oodle-all-a-day. And we used to use that as a code word. We used to say, oh my God, you've gone oodle-lally. When they'd been to a party and eaten cake, the kids would come home and they'd be sugar monsters. They would have flipped. It's like they took smack. It's like they took heroin, cocaine, I don't know. It's like they took drugs, and they'd be bouncing off the walls and I'd lose them for a little while. It's a horrible feeling. You'd work really hard to get them better, and then somebody gives them a lolly or some sweets or something, and suddenly you're 2 steps back. But it's the way it goes. 3 steps forward, 1 step back, 2 steps forward, 1 step back. It's the way it goes. It's the journey on gaps. You have to just smile and wave and go, oh well, you had some cake, you've gone a bit oodle-lally. But you know, we can get over it. We've got to try and keep a smile on our face and keep smiley and happy about the healing process, even though it's hard sometimes and it hurts sometimes. But I've got all sorts of tips and tricks of how to ease that discomfort of having a flare up or having a die off, or, you know, it's worth finding out the shortcuts. So see me at timelesscookery.com, and remember to take a break a little bit. It's that time of year. It's Halloween-y time, isn't it? It's the veil is thin between the realms, and you know, this is a time when we can reach out to our ancestors and thank them, because we're standing on their shoulders. If they had not been, we would not be. And so we have to thank them for everything they've given us and all the sacrifices they made. So, you know, if we can't just like take full responsibility for ourselves and sacrifice the slave food, you know, and really own our health and say, you know, I'm doing the best I can, then we're not doing them a good service, really, are we? So thank you, Grandma. Thank you, Grandad. Thank you, ancestors. And it's time to look within a little bit. It's starting to come into that cold time of year, isn't it? Look within and get things straight. Sow the seeds for change. Be the change. And that starts with really your physical body. Because if your physical body isn't in shape, your mind can't be in shape. If your mind isn't in shape, you can't use your intention to creatively visualize a fabulous future. It's totally possible. I'm feeling so good, and I want everyone else to feel the same. So lots and lots of love, and see me at timelesscookery.com. Bye bye, darlings. Bye.